Back with the national team, what does it mean for you to be back after almost a year? And your opinion, Brad, on some of this squad, very young, very talented, and bringing in guys like you and Michael as well.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's always an honor and a privilege to be in with the national team, to be affiliated, and so that part doesn't change. As you mentioned, we've got a lot of young, exciting players that are just starting to make a name for themselves in world football. So, from a U.S. soccer standpoint, the future is definitely bright, and as I said, I'm excited to be here and be a part of this group.
With all your experience, Brad, as far as what you've done with the national team, watching the team from afar, I spoke to Mike about this yesterday. What are your thoughts on the goalkeeping stand? Zach's been great, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, definitely. He's been very good. I think we, as a country, have always been able to have a pipeline, if you will, to having successful goalkeepers, and of course playing regularly with his club in Columbus and getting games and important games and growing that confidence. That's always going to make him better, and ultimately you want guys to be improving, getting better, and ultimately helping the program.
Brad, who do you know about the Colombia's team? Who do you have as reference, and what's to be taken care of about Colombian strikers?
Yeah, I mean, they are a very good team in terms of individuals, playing at some very big clubs around the world. But then as a team, they're very good. I've been fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, to be on the field against them a few times, and each time they step on the field, they have an idea of how they want to play and how they want to make it uncomfortable for us. And so when they have the world-class strikers that they do, it's going to be a difficult game for 90 minutes, but a challenge I think we'll be up for.
Brad, this is a young team, but how much does a young team really need veteran leadership at this point?
Well, I think it's important. I think whenever you are bringing together a group of players and you have a bunch of young players, it's important that you have some senior guys to help pull them along in difficult circumstances, difficult situations, and going forward, that's always something you're trying to get the balance right in terms of senior players and young players.
Have you been impressed with their maturity in picking up the culture of the national team quickly?
Yes, I mean, we've only been together for a day, so some guys got in yesterday afternoon, last night, so this will be their first day on the field in terms of myself seeing these guys in a playing atmosphere. But from afar, you can see that it's important to them in terms of what it means to be able to wear this crest and what it means to represent our country.
There has been some criticism, you and Michael Bradley coming in saying, why bring the older guys in? How do you tune that out? How do you tune out that criticism?
Listen, in professional sports and in everyday life, you're always going to have criticism. You're always going to have people that don't agree with decisions that are in your favor, that are against you. It is what it is. It's part of the job, and you get on with it. And there's a real sense of what we want to try and do as a team going forward, and that's the most important thing.
Brad, I wanted to make you just a little bit more detail about Colombia's strikers, you being in the box. They're different around the world, so are they fast, are they technique? What do you think is that special that makes them good? Falcao hit 300 goals last weekend.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that sums it up perfectly in terms of his ability to put the ball in the back of the net, and obviously someone like James Rodríguez who's traveled the world and played for some of the biggest clubs in the world, and currently he's someone again that you have to draw your attention to and make sure you're aware of where he's at. They don't need a lot of space and time to get a shot off and create something out of nothing. They have an ability to create space for themselves, and you give them half a yard and they'll punish you. So, like I said, we're going to have to make sure we're on top of that and we're aware of where guys are at all times.